Madonna Sandra feud as if it were yesterday.
Madonna co-opted or stole Sandra's girlfriend.
They were not speaking at that point.
Revealing rivalries.
The chain in Hollywood was either get me McQueen or get me Newman.
When he found out that Paul didn't sign autographs, then he went around saying, I don't sign autographs.
Watch Hollywood's front lines become America's headlines.
Most people are equipped to see movies. I cannot, of course, talk for lunatics.
I don't think Stone and Grisham will ever agree on the effects of that movie.
They didn't want to talk to each other still.
Next on Celeb versus Celeb.
I remember the Madonna Sandra feud as if it were yesterday. I remember it as vividly as their friendship, because that was certainly something that occupied every gossip monger's mind for a long time.
In 1983, pop icon wannabe Madonna shot into stardom with the release of her first album. Music critics hated her. That same year, comedian Sandra Bernhard ruthlessly upstaged De Niro and Jerry Lewis in The King of Comedy. Film critics loved her. Neither star knew that only 5 years later, they would come to love, then hate each other. Sandra Bernhard and Madonna had more in common than an in-your-face attitude. Both were born in Michigan. Both left home for stardom at a tender age. Both are famous for their gap-toothed smile. And both starred in a forgettable first film. But their second film was a star maker.
Madonna and Sandra together is like two fiery, sexual, in-your-face, controversial women, and America ate it up.
I think Madonna was really thinking at the time that everything was going her way, but as we know, the great friendship, or more than friendship, with Sandra eventually went phooey and turned sour. Madonna and Sandra Bernhard originally met at a party given by Warren Beatty, and Madonna was on a date with Sean Penn. The irony is that all three people she would be linked with romantically as well as professionally.
In 1988, the two outspoken stars finally connected in New York. Music diva Madonna was taking another stab at acting in the Broadway play Speed the Plow. Meanwhile, cult comic Sandra Bernhard was plunging her knife nightly into celebrities in her off-Broadway show, Without You, I'm Nothing.
In the show, Sandra riffed on a dream she had in which Madonna and she survived World War III, but Sean Penn didn't. And in a typical Sandra way, it was lionizing the celebrity she was talking about, but it was also a little bit of a diss. Madonna was in the audience, loved the whole routine Sandra did, went backstage, and they hit it off immediately.
Publicity maven Madonna quickly got into a new groove with a star-bashing and openly bisexual Bernhard.
They hit the media and they exploded. They were like, in your face, controversial, energetic, rebellious, sexual, belching, cursing, getting away with everything that guys get away with.
They were raising eyebrows, causing scenes, seeming to be almost making out. Madonna was somebody whose ace in the hole was that she pushed sexual buttons. And so this was just another button for her to push.
They were deliberately creating the impression that they were sweethearts. And this made everyone wonder, is this for real? Could Madonna be gay?
They also hung out with Jennifer Grey, the actress from Dirty Dancing. Sandra, Madonna, and Jennifer Grey called themselves the Snatch Batch.
A few months later, Sandy and Mad ditched Grey for an even more provocative plunge on Late Night with David Letterman.
When Sandra Bernhard appeared, she brought on her friend Madonna, and it became the Madonna and Sandy show.
Sandra said, I've slept with both Madonna and Sean, and Madonna was better. Rarely, if ever, had anybody gone on national TV and done that sort of stunt. They're bringing, like, homosexuality to a mass audience, and it seemed kind of exciting.
Madonna's estranged husband wasn't laughing.
When Madonna showed up for the premiere of a play, Hurly Burly, that Sean was in, and she came late, and with Sandra Bernhard, Sean really blew his top.
Sean Penn resented Sandra Bernhard. Much of the press called her a third wheel. Sean Penn called her worse than that.
In 1989, the Poison Pens finally divorced. Madonna and Sandra became inseparable and inescapable. Fashionista Mr. Blackwell dubbed the raunchy duo the Mutt and Jeff of MTV.
The two of them came into each other's lives at a great moment. For Madonna, she was just experiencing the divorce, and so having a girlfriend to just kind of let loose with is a very good thing personally for her. And as far as Sandra, it was obviously publicly that she had that push in her career.
They were darlings of the tabloids at that point. And the more that they saw people were just loving this, they went with it even further.
Madonna and Sandra Bernhard did the ecology benefit Don't Bungle the Jungle, and they sang Sonny and Cher's song, I Got You, Babe.
Except in this case, Sandra was taking the man's role. I think she played the Sonny Bono role.
They made suggestive movements, bumps and grinds, and the audience just went wild. Madonna said to them, don't believe those stories. And then Sandra immediately replied, believe those stories.
Bernhard should have felt triumphant. Trendsetter Madonna had morphed into her tacky twin. But the celebrity mocking comic was now overexposed herself and increasingly conflicted about it.
I felt it was disingenuous at that point for Sandra to be mad at people for caring when she had obviously lit that fire and helped it blaze. The gay community, I think, felt a little used. It's like either come out and say that you're really doing it or don't.
The twosome temporarily split up while Bernhard took her stage show to the sound stage and Madonna took her Blonde Ambition tour on the road. Then in 1990, Bernhard introduced her real girlfriend, Ingrid Casares, to her supposed bosom buddy, Madonna.
Sandra and Ingrid were having some kind of romantic problems, and Sandra reached out to Madonna and asked her to help. Then Madonna became even closer with Ingrid than Sandra was. Apparently Sandra went to Ingrid's apartment and only to find Madonna coming out of the shower in a towel. Well, immediately Sandra accused Madonna of sleeping with Ingrid. Madonna and Ingrid denied it, but suddenly this was a new issue in the public's mind. Did Madonna and Ingrid do it? It suddenly replaced, did Madonna and Sandra do it?
The comedian scorned first sought revenge with a scathing rewrite of her new film, Without You, I'm Nothing. A part originally intended for her buddy Madonna was revised to mock the Material Girl and cast with a Madonna double.
Shoshana was an additional part that was added, and Shoshana was a direct implication of Madonna. Here's a girl that does barely anything, and the people love her. And then on the reverse, Sandra comes out, says all these jokes, and people don't get it. The papers had reported that Madonna came to visit the set, which is not true. I was there, dressed as Madonna, but they were not speaking at that point.
When Madonna co-opted or stole Sandra's girlfriend, she was creating a rival who's not only a celebrity, but one who is very mouthy and very willing to issue very frank, withering quotes in public against Madonna. Sandra said, I had a dream that Madonna was shopping at Tiffany's trying to buy some class.
Madonna stepped over Bernhard into new scandals with Dennis Rodman and single motherhood.
Madonna moved on. People were already asking about the next thing in Madonna's life, her next lover, at the time, whoever it was.
Sandra kept on going with this anti-Madonna campaign. She walked out of a screening of Body of Evidence, Madonna's giant stink bomb of a movie. Sandra had been making noises and comments all through the movie and then left before it was over. So did I.
The embittered Sandra settled onto the set of Roseanne. But in 1997, when the sitcom ended, Bernhard returned to stand-up, primed to put Madonna in her place.
Sandra was doing a show at Westbeth, an off-Broadway theater, and she was trashing Madonna as usual. But who was in the audience but Madonna? Madonna and her friends ordered pizza in the middle of Sandra's show. Now when Sandra disses Madonna, it's really a diss. There is no praise behind it. There's no levels of irony. She hates her.
Even as the warring gal pals moved publicly apart, their private lives grew bizarrely more similar.
Since their breakup, Sandra and Madonna's lives have paralleled each other in really fascinating ways. Maybe they really are soul sisters. They both found some kind of spirituality. They both had at least one baby.
A little bit of that Madonna wannabe thing happens. I'm an impersonator, and I recognize when somebody else is impersonating her to an extent. And in Sandra's case, I can definitely see that.
By 2000, Bernhardt had buried the hatchet with Casares, but she still has an axe to grind with ex-best friend, Madonna.
I think Sandra and Madonna are really one of the great Hollywood couples, whether they were girlfriends or not.
When the books are written someday, it will figure in Madonna's past, obviously, but it'll be a large, long chapter in Sandra Bernhardt's story.
Was the Sandra-Madonna experience true love or a boy-toy publicity ploy?
Madonna is all about publicity. She knows how to work the public, and I think that Sandra with Bernhardt was just part of her sort of material girl plan to get herself more publicity.
They were having a great time, and they were playing a farce, a joke on all of us.
Maybe love affair? I don't know. What do you think?
Cool idea.
I think something must have happened. Otherwise, there wouldn't be so much noise about it.
Madonna seems kind of freaky, and, you know, Sandra Bernhardt, you know, she's like that anyway.
They were probably friends and everything, but I don't think that it was a big of a deal. I don't think that's not a love affair. Definitely not.
I think Madonna would have better taste if she was going to choose a lover. Definitely not Sandra. She's not going to come after me, is she?
Next on Celeb versus Celeb, the clash of the blue-eyed titans.
Paul wanted